slasher struck again, this time in downtown Los Angeles. The body of Sean Milton, a former convict that was recently released for good behavior, was found butchered, similarly to the other victims of the serial killer. Police believe there may be a connection between Milton's prison past and the slasher.
You're here now.
We'll have a full report on this story later tonight. A tourist bus destined for the ancient city of Angkor Wat
Looks like a certain ghoul needs her blood fix.
Though without any trace of its operator or passengers.
What do you mean?
Cambodian officials have dispatched
I fed you my blood that night. That's why you feel so alive.
Amidst
I didn't
concerns
mean
that it is
anything by
related
it.
to one of a number of
Please,
Southeastern Asian
give me your
terrorist
blood.
organizations based in the region.
Here,
3 American
don't waste it.
citizens are among the missing. The Southland slasher struck again, this time in downtown Los Angeles. The body of Sean Milton, a former convict that was recently released for good behavior, was found butchered, similarly to the other victims of the serial killer. Police believe there may be a connection between Milton's prison
An eye
past
for you,
and
Heather.
the slasher.
I almost forgot.
We'll have a full report
I
on
got
the
a college
story
loan check
later
today.
tonight. The
Here,
search for an
I
LA
want you to
sewer
take some
worker
of
is
the
beginning to
money
look grim as police and family end their 7th
Your
night
college
looking for
loan
Luis
money?
Salvador
I can't
after he
take
failed
this.
to return
You
home
can't drop
last
out.
Friday. Salvador
rather
was
you
last seen
kept it.
entering a manhole
I
in
think I'm gonna
Hollywood
drop out
to
of
carry out a
school.
routine inspection. Salvador's
so I can
family
watch
is
over you
hopeful
during
that
the day
husband
or
and
run
father of
errands
3
for you.
will return safely
It's the
and
least I
urge
can do
anyone
to
who
earn my
might have seen
keep.
Salvador to contact the police.
I will not
Simon
take your money.
Milligan, host
We are
of
done
local
with this
cable show
conversation.
Haunted LA, and his crew are reported missing tonight. The team of the popular supernatural-themed program were filming around downtown Los Angeles, according to the show's producer. But friends and family of the crew started to worry when they failed to return from a night of shooting. No trace has been found yet of the Haunted LA team, and rumors by the show's fans speculate the crew met a supernatural end, though police disagree and have started a sweep of the
Hop in.
You look like you've seen a ghost.
I dunno. Maybe I did.
Say what?
Have you seen Nines recently?
You went to go look into something. Why?
I think Nines may have just killed Alistair Grout, the Malkavian primogen.
Yo, that's bullshit. I don't know if you will put up to this or what, but you best not be saying that shit too loud. I know what he's out doing, and it doesn't have anything to do with the Camarilla. They're not our only concern, you know.
I want to believe you, but I know what I saw. See ya.
What's all the noise, kiddo? What'd you say to Skelter?
It's about Nines.
Beg your pardon?
I saw Nines at the Primogen's mansion and now. The Primogen is dead.
I don't know. I don't know what score Nines would have to settle with a Primogen. Nah, come on, this can't be right.
That's just what it looked like. I don't know.
This is a total smear job. LaCroix can't meet Nines head on, so this is how he's gonna shank him.
That's probably it.
LaCroix ain't gonna make friends on the street with these moves. Underhanded shit like that catches up to you. Usually gets paid back in creative and painful ways. Stake you with your own femur, you know, that kind of thing.
I have to tell LaCroix what I saw.
You do what you gotta do.
Evening there. Something burning? Ooh, smells like someone burnt the burgers.
I don't smell anything. I've got an appointment with LaCroix.
Sure, I'll open her up for you. Jeez, I could go for one of them double-spaced burgers with the onions and the cheese and some bacon and a guacamole. Ooh.
The Primogens still haven't been contacted by Grout. I thought I made it clear that you were not supposed to come back until we had heard from him.
Grout's dead.
Grout's dead? What?
Yeah, and this guy Bach set his house on fire. Nearly
Bach?
killed me.
Every time I think he's lost the scent. So, Bach killed Grout to draw me out.
Bach didn't know Grout was dead.
Bach is a hunter. They stalk and kill our kind to appease their god. But like many mortals, their so-called faith is nothing but a conduit through which they quench their killing urge. Who else would have killed Grout?
Nines could have done it. He was there too.
Look at me. Are you sure it was Nines Rodriguez? Because if it was, the consequences... Do you know where this might lead? Do you really have any idea?
No, and I'm not sure it was Nines either. Something was weird.
It means... Under most circumstances, I would call a blood hunt on the murderer immediately. However, the anarchs of this city may interpret such an action to be a declaration of war. I do not want a war with them. This decision will take some time. I need to confer with the Primogen on this. In the meantime, I've come to a decision on the Ankaran sarcophagus, and I believe that for the safety of the inhabitants of this city, we need to place the sarcophagus under Camarilla protection until its contents can be confirmed. You're becoming quite indispensable to me. So, out of all my available personnel, I'm going to entrust the retrieval of the sarcophagus to you. It was quietly delivered to the Museum of Natural History a few hours ago.
I'll go at once.
The manifest from the Dane shows there was a small box from the same dig on board, but it was listed as missing. Keep an eye open for it. It may have been overlooked. It's crucial we get the sarcophagus in our possession within the next few hours.
All these tasks have left me a little short on cash.
Yes, of course. Here. I can't have one of my representatives running around ill-equipped for their task.
So what do I do now?
Here are the keys to the front door of the museum. The sarcophagus should be in an examination room of some sort. There's a small security staff on site, but I don't want a massacre. Mortals are just as easy to deceive as they are to kill.
I'm ready to go.
There is a degree of immediacy attached to this task. Work fast. And, as on the Dane, you are not to open the Ankaran sarcophagus for any reason. Excuse me.
Okay.
You measly fuck. You got a lot of nerve showing up here, Lick.
Easy, Skelter.
You fingered Nines. Said he killed a goddamn Primogen.
I just saw him there. At least I think I did.
I'm willing to believe you were a patsy in all this, but I'll be watching you, kid.
Where did Nines go?
Don't expect to see him until this bullshit is resolved.
All right. I'm out of here.
Listen, kid, you did what you had to do. Just a messenger, right?
Skelter didn't take it so lightly.
Don't worry about Skelter. He's like all these big barking pups nowadays. They don't bite unless they get cornered.
Where is Nines now?
I hear Nine's got word. I'd wager he's gonna be laying low for a while.
What do you think happened?
It's a ruse by LaCroix so you can call a blood hunt on Nines. Standard smear job, textbook cammy bullshit.
Nines has enough kindred protection he shouldn't have to hide.
Yeah, sure, but there's packs of youngsters out there who'd love to make a name by bringing in the head of Nines Rodriguez.
What can I do to help?
You're just eager to please, ain't you? I could give a goddamn kid, but I'm sure the boys here would appreciate it if you kept it business as usual. You hear me?
I can do that.
Going somewhere? Huh? Huh? Right there. Hey, who's there?
I can't understand why someone would go through the trouble of stealing a box with a very ancient corpse. This city's not that dull.
Beckett? What are you doing here?
I'm an archaeologist, so I thought I'd indulge in a quick study of this Ankaran sarcophagus everyone's so riled up about. My guess, from what I've read about it, is that it's a mummified Mesopotamian king. I needed confirmation.
What happened to the Ankaran sarcophagus?
Since it's missing, I'm inclined to believe it was stolen, or intentionally misplaced, if you like. Clearly, though, it's not here.
Who stole it?
Interesting choice of words. Weren't you here to take it away? Wouldn't that make you an attempted thief?
Prince LaCroix asked me to bring it back for Camarilla protection.
That definitely doesn't make it theft.
Do you know who stole it or not?
Every supernatural creature in Los Angeles is suspect, as are most human thieves. I suppose we may want to question magicians as well.
Did you get to examine it at all?
Oh, I really wish I had. All this speculation about the sarcophagus containing an antediluvian and being a portent of Gehenna is making me cringe. These are the kinds of ridiculous, superstitious assumptions I came here to debunk.
Gehenna?
Armageddon, doomsday, the end of all kindred. It's a common facet of most mythologies. Fear that the world will end. Many believe Cain and the antediluvians will return to consume or destroy all kindred. I wholeheartedly disagree.
Antediluvians?
No one I know has ever met one. But each of the clans and their bloodlines supposedly trace their origin to an original vampire, an antediluvian. Some swear these grandsires still exist into the present. But then, kindred and kind believe a lot of strange things.
And Cain?
Cain is the biblical first kindred and founder of the mythological first city, Enoch, a place where kindred and kind coexisted. I believe Cain's a figure concocted to personify the transition from nomadic society to agrarian society. That myth, like most, has been twisted by time.
Can you tell me more about Thin Bloods?
Thin Bloods rarely exhibit features or powers of their clan, and many can't embrace. Some are even rumored to have reproduced. Many kindred are terrified that their weak blood heralds the dissipation of every bloodline. Somewhat of an ignorant reactionary response, don't you think?
Why don't you believe in Gehenna?
As I said, many cultures have the fear of some form of apocalypse. Kindred believed in these stories when they were human, and naturally carried them over into kindred myth. But it doesn't take a supernatural act to cause widespread destruction. Humans and kindred are just as capable of managing their own destruction as a deity. A self-realized Gehenna warrants more vigilance than a god-induced one, don't you agree? Such is my argument, which so frequently falls on deaf ears.
Are there any other signs of Gehenna?
What prophecy doesn't have vague, apocryphal signs? Let's see. The usual ones cited are the appearance of thin bloods, Cain sightings, doom, gloom, that route.
This is all fascinating stuff. How long have you been studying kindred lore?
For 300 years I've been trying to determine the function of our existence, the kindred's role in the world. I'm not content to attribute it to some act of supernatural biblical vengeance. We exist for a reason, and if it takes another 300, I'll figure it out. Any thoughts?
We're the next evolution of human beings.
Yes, I've heard that theory before. It certainly seems plausible, but there's little proof to support it. Still, it's a better explanation than a divine sentence for manslaughter.
I really don't know.
My sentiments exactly, but there's time to rectify that. Well, my work here is stolen away into the night. Think I'll do the same.
Goodbye, Beckett.
Host of local cable show Haunted LA and his crew are reported missing tonight. The team of the popular supernatural-themed program were filming around
You're
downtown
back.
Los Angeles.
I
according to the
went out
show's
this evening and
producer. Friends and
I met
family of the
someone and
crew
he wouldn't
started
leave me
to worry
alone, so
when they failed to return
he came
from
back
a night
here
of
with
shooting.
me and
No trace has been
well, I
found
thought
yet
you
of
might
the
want
haunted
to,
LA
you know,
team,
want
and
to
rumors by the show's
drink his
fans
blood.
speculate the crew met a
I love coming
supernatural
home to find
Though
dinner
police
waiting.
disagree,
Thank you,
and
my
have
pet.
started a sweep of the areas
I'm
where
just
the
glad
crew
you're
was filming.
pleased.
A tourist bus
he's
destined
in the
for the
bathroom.
ancient city of
Don't worry,
Angkor
I
Wat
locked
that
him in.
failed to return Wednesday night was
Excellent.
found this morning, though without any trace of its operator or passengers. Cambodian officials have dispatched several military units into the area to search through the surrounding jungle, amidst concerns that it is related to one of a number of Southeastern
You'll do no
Asian
such thing.
terrorist organizations
As I
based
get
in
out
the
of here, I'm
region.
calling the
3
goddamn
American
cops.
citizens
Let's see
are
what
among
they
the
think of
missing.
this, huh?
Concerned parent
lock
groups
up
joined
both your
several
asses.
senators on the steps of
Yes,
Capitol
whatever.
Hill to protest
After
the
I
latest
drain
wave
you,
of violent
you
video
won't even
games.
know what year it is.
Senator Limperman
What the hell
called
does
the
that
games
mean?
pornography
Wait,
and was
why are you
offended
looking
by
at me
crude
like that?
shots taken at him by one
Come
recent
here.
game.
I've got a secret to
Among
tell
the
you.
titles the group is trying to get banned from stores are Mangelgarten, Rape and Pillage, and Abe Lincoln Teaches Killing. Protesters say that extended media attention towards exploitive games such as Meth Tycoon promotes parental awareness of their adult content and lessens children's
what
interest
exactly
in
do
the
you do?
taboo-themed games.
Need a ride?
Oh, excuse me, starting to doze off there. Oh, I need to get a guard animal of some sort to alert me when folks come in. Maybe one of them chimps like on that show Ape Detective? Oh, that monkey always gets his man.
LaCroix's expecting me.
What? Oh, yeah, Mr. LaCroix's expecting you. For a young guy, he sure likes to work late. Me, I spend most of my youth in the entertainment industry. Yeah, I guarded the sets for over 6 top 10 TV shows.
We'll talk later, Chunk. Excuse me.
The folly of leadership is knowing that no matter what you do, behind your back there's hundreds, certain that their own solution is the sounder one, and that your decision was the byproduct of a whimsical dart toss. I pronounce the blast sentence, and I soak the critical fallout. I make the decisions no one else will. Leadership. I wear the albatross and a bullseye.
What is this about?
The blood hunt on Nines Rodriguez for the murder of Alistair Grout will be called. Rodriguez's execution is only a matter of time. I have lit the fuse. If a war ignites, it's my head they will sharpen the pikes for. At least I can rest easy in knowing that you, my most promising attendant, has relieved me of one encumbrance tonight. Do you need assistance bringing the sarcophagus up to my office?
About the sarcophagus. It appears to have been stolen.
Stolen?
Stolen?
How? Who would... Oh, Gary. Gary, you treasonous maggot. I should have anticipated your treachery, sewer rat.
Gary?
The Nosferatu Primogen. The Nosferatu were responsible for finding out where the sarcophagus was taken after the Dane, and for getting keys to the museum. They were the only ones who knew. It's obvious to me now. My mistake.
The Nosferatu?
I want him found. I want him... found. The sarcophagus could be exploited, causing who knows what catastrophe to this city. If it were to fall into the wrong hands...
I'll find Gary and the sarcophagus.
The Nosferatu lurk in the filth below the streets of Hollywood, but not even I know just where they hide. Hollywood is, unfortunately, lacking in any Camarilla loyalties. Hollywood's baron is an anarch named Isaac. Isaac's more civil than the anarchs downtown, but nonetheless he wears his mistrust of me on his sleeve. He may know how to contact the Nosferatu. Find Gary and get him to talk. That sarcophagus could be used against us. Do not come back until you have it. Now, I must announce the blood hunt and bear the brunt of all consequences. Escort her out.
Hop in.
Trying to contain a flash fire in the Hollywood Hills this morning. Smoke and debris from a house fire alerted residents late this evening. The fire had already spread rapidly by the time firefighters
Earlier
arrived
tonight,
due
you
to
weren't
brush
following
and
me,
wind
were you?
conditions. Fire
I had
officials
this
expect the
feeling
blaze
like
to be
I was being
extinguished
watched.
within the next few hours,
Maybe
but
it's
are
nothing, but
advising local homeowners in the
I'm
area
still a little
to
shook
evacuate.
up.
It wasn't
Concerned
me.
parent groups joined
It could be
several
one of a number
senators
of
on the
people
step
who
of
want me
Capitol
dead.
Hill to protest the latest
Want you
wave of
dead?
violent video games.
Why?
Senator
How
Limperman
could
called
anyone
the
think
games
of harming
pornography
someone so
and was offended by crude shots
extraordinary?
taken at him by one recent game.
Jealousy,
Among
probably.
the titles the
You
group
just be
is trying to
careful,
get banned
okay,
from
my pet?
stores are
I
Mangle
will.
Garden, Rape and Pillage, and Abe Lincoln Teaches Killing. Protesters
Just
saying
don't
that
lead them
extending
here.
media attention towards
Goodbye,
exploited
Heather.
games such as Meth Tycoon promotes parental awareness of their adult content and lessens children's interest in the taboo-themed games. Religious tourists have been flocking in droves to the Santa Maria Church in Santiago, Spain, after several pilgrims claim to have seen statues of the Madonna begin crying blood. The site dates back to the period of the Romans and has several reported weeping virgin sightings throughout its history.
Going somewhere?
Where to? We are here.
There is something troubling you?
If that is your decision.